with the Opie and Anthony show.
Yes.
212-757-1027, Anthony.
Yes.
Huge earthquake in Seattle.
Oh, yes. Breaking news. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony show. Seattle rocked by a 7.0 magnitude earthquake. And that's about it.
They were showing some footage on TV.
Yeah.
The best was they have video of some news conference, right? They were getting ready for a news conference.
It was a press conference. Bill Gates, head of Microsoft, was giving a speech.
Was that? Wasn't it two separate things?
Yeah, they had a couple of different.
I'm talking about the one where it was a bunch of people in one room.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for someone to speak. They have him on camera, and all of a sudden the guy just starts freaking out because the earthquake is happening.
It's pretty cool because what you saw was, and they'll probably show this 1,000 times on the news. You see people just going about their business, setting up their cameras, setting up the mics, and then you notice, like, it's shaking a little. But no one really took note, because they just kind of started looking around like in the what is that kind of thing?
What the F?
But then it just goes, wham, it starts shaking, and one reporter goes, damn it! And holds on to a piece of the wall, and the camera's right on him, and he has the most scared, S-less look on his face. And then, not that you can blame him.
And then it stops shaking, and it was hilarious. Everyone ran to the window.
Yeah, and Opie made a little observation.
I'm like, you can't see an earthquake. Why are you running to the window?
I run to the window. Hey, there it is. There it goes. Someone catch it. It's an earthquake.
Hey, there it goes. You see it? It's just kind of fading away over the hills there.
Bill Gates blew it, though. You see his press conference? They had a camera on the stage. Big stage. You know, one of these big...
not to interrupt, but this is a second piece of video they got where they're in a huge auditorium.
Big auditorium. Bill Gates on stage, ready to give a speech, like he always does, head of Microsoft. And he blew a good chance there. A huge opportunity. Because it starts really shaking. Lights are falling on top of the audience, off of the stage. Things, you can see the lights kind of popping as they hit the stage, and the audience is getting up panicked and trying to run to the exits.
Pretty awesome scene.
Yeah, it was cool. Bill Gates missed his opportunity to just stand up, open his arms to the crowd and go, behold the power of Microsoft! How dare you try to divvy up my company! Fear me! No! Fear me! I am Bill Gates. I make the earth shake with Microsoft. He missed his opportunity.
True. You know what?
People would have turned around and gone, holy yes, we better listen to this guy.
Anyway, Anthony, the earthquake was a 7.0.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
I got a friend who does a talk show, same time we're on. We're trying to get a hold of him, but he can't call Seattle right now for some reason.
I guess a lot of the phone lines might be down or busy.
Yeah.
A lot of busy signals when you have an earthquake. It was from the damage I was watching on the news, it was no San Francisco earthquake.
No, there was no, the highway just collapsed and pancaked 250 cars.
Nothing like
Nothing like that. Just a few bricks falling.
I saw a lot of walls down on top of some cars. There was a fire on a roof.
Yeah.
Firemen went up with fire extinguishers. Didn't even need the hoses or anything.
We should get Earl on the radio today. Because Earl is like, oh, God, we're talking about earthquakes and stuff, and Earl goes, they say that, a piece of California is going to just kind of break away and float away.
Drift off into the ocean.
Drift off.
Earl, do you know anything about the Earth? It's not like we're just on these floating pieces of dirt on the water.
I'm sure it's going to drift away eventually, but when they mean drift away, they mean it's going to take about... 278,000 years.
Perhaps even millions of years.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the plates move.
But Earl's logic, it's like all of a sudden, we're part of California. Next thing you know, we're just kind of drifting away.
Drifting off. You get up for work that morning, you're driving, all of a sudden the road ends. You go, hey, how am I going to get to work? There's an ocean here.
All of a sudden my commute was twice as long and there was a lot of water in between me and work.
I didn't know what to do, so I just went home and went back to sleep.
Right.
Didn't that happen today? Because that's exactly what I did.
This drifting away crap continues to happen all around us. Things are drifting away all the time.
What you want on this fault line?
Anthony brings up a good point. Like Long Island, it's a safe bet that it was attached to Manhattan.
Yeah, at some point it was all dirt
but it's kind of drifting away.
Now, what do we do? Did we freak out? No, you build a bridge.
You just build a bridge. It's not like we're cavemen and it starts drifting away and there's nothing we can do about it.
At one point there was just glacier covering this and people moved on.
Right.
They took their loincloths, their families, and their little obsidian spears and went south.
Earl. So what did you hear? California's going to drift away?
No.
It's the white man's fault, isn't it, Earl?
No.
Oh. You blame it on
All I said was that...
Hey, let's play Dobie Gray, Drift Away for Earl. What do you say? Like old times. What are you trying to say?
No, I said, isn't it... At one point, there's going to be an earthquake that will completely destroy the West Coast, or most of it.
I'm absolutely right. I am absolutely right. It's Earl from the future. You laugh at me now, but you wait 30 years from now. You're going to see what happened to California.
The entire West Coast will be destroyed.
I didn't
by
say like tomorrow. I meant like
when?
It could be a million years from now. I don't know.
Black Earth from the future, a million years from now. Oh my God, we're still oppressed. There's no observation. An observation. That it's just gonna, if I could say, drift away. Do you watch the Discovery Channel at all, Earl?
No.
Do you watch anything about the mechanics of our fine planet Earth?
I know
how it works.
I know how that works. It's just
tectonic plates and the mantle that we are floating on, made of magma. It doesn't just crumble and fall off.
It's just a figure of speech.
The Earth is a constantly changing thing.
I understand.
It's always moving and changing. If you look at the geography of this planet from millions of years ago, you wouldn't even recognize the countries and continents. And just because we're here doesn't mean it stops. It's a slow-moving thing. At one point, your home of Africa was butted right up against South America, and I
know that.
And Florida was part of it, and then it moves, Earl. It didn't happen overnight.
It would happen overnight.
Earl, is the whole California West Coast thing going to like drift away like one of those balls, like when the kid is playing in the shallow end and the ball just kind of drifts away into the deep end, and there's nothing he could do about it?
The kid's screwed. You try to get do an oar thing in the water, like that's going to help.
Yeah.
Not touching the ball, but I'm making the water come toward me.
Maybe we could get all those Mexicans at the same time and do that thing with the water to bring it back.
I didn't mean it like that. I mean,
bring it back around. It's changing.
It happens over.
It's basically Mother Nature just like scratching her balloon knot.
Yeah, right.
She had a little itch.
That's what it is. It's so insignificant if you look at it on a planetary scale. But us people, we're so self-important, the human race, so self-important, it's like a big deal. And they try to predict all these things. It ain't gonna happen. We're just another organism temporarily on this planet until whatever powers may be decide they've had enough.
Hey, Earl, you think we could tie a big rope to the West Coast so it doesn't drift away?
Oh,
how about that?
Jesus Christ.
What do you think? Big rope? We got the Mexicans for it.
Right.
You ever see when they get a bunch of Mexicans on the landscaping truck and they're holding each other and they're on top of the grass clippings to hold it down? Why don't we just do that? We'll have them over the fault line like this big, giant Mexican net. They could hold a cactus on one side, bush on the other. I'm here. This is helping. And it's okay because they give me benefits.
Yeah, Rod, what's going on?
Oh, hey, you guys are killing me, man. I used to live out in Los Angeles, and then when you're talking about people running through the windows,
yeah,
I experienced an earthquake. It's called a wave earthquake, where the ground does like a water wave.
Yeah.
I mean, the houses and everything are doing it, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, I went running to the window, and I looked down. I'm like, wait a minute, where am I going? The earth is moving. What am I going to go out the window for? You just brought that back and it just made me laugh. And then you're talking about the Mother Nature scratched her balloon knot.
Her balloon knot, that's it, you know?
Scratching her balloon knot. You ever get an itch? You get an itch, you got to dig a little.
You guys roll, man. Talk to you later.
All right, Ron.
That's the same thing. If I may transfer the magnitude into something you can understand, there's a 7.0, That is exactly 12.1 gigawatts of energy.
Manny, what's going on?
Oh, hey, what's happening, guys?
All right.
I want to ask Earl a couple questions.
Yeah.
First, does he know if California breaks off, we got union workers that can weld that back together?
Yeah, we've done wonders with steel these days.
Second of all, is like New York going to become like Escaping New York in a movie, too?
Oh, man. But Earl was just... he was just talking about how it's just going to drift away, and we're not going to...
Just like Hawaii did. I heard Hawaii was connected.
Well, there you go. Then we're going to have to take a flight to see the shoreline.
All right, guys. You guys suck.
All right, buddy.
See ya.
Charles has something good here. Charles, what's up? Charles.
Hey.
Charles. Hello? He wanted to know, Earl, if the part that breaks away from California, if we could call it Wilson. Rename that part of the country Wilson. Little Castaway reference. See, Charles, that was brilliant. Where were you?
Very good.
How to take your line.
Yeah, we are very self-absorbed, self-important. This planet will do whatever it pleases with us. Like, people always bitching that we're destroying the planet, save the earth and stuff. I think, who did a bit on that? George Carlin was doing something on this. And he's so right about it. There's no saving the earth. It doesn't matter how much garbage you throw out or something. Yeah, temporarily it does some damage, but in the long haul, over 1 million or so years, that little plastic 6-ring 6-pack thing that you get your cans of soda in ain't even gonna matter. This planet's had life on it for quite a while, and it always goes away and something else takes its place. So I wouldn't worry about it.
James, what's going on?
The planet's gonna do
What's
it.
going on, fellas?
Hey.
Listen, does Earl know that the moon is moving closer to the Earth about an inch every year?
What now, Earl?
Earl, what do we do to prepare?
Buck Rogers rocket packs on the moon. That's what we do in 50 years from now. And we're fired of what they call the retro rockets.
All right, James, thank you.
Actually, Long Island was a glacier deposit.
All right.
That's how it was formed. It was the end of a glacier that came from up north. It pushed all the way down. That's where it ended. And that's what Long Island is, all the garbage.
It was that last piece of poo.
That's it.
Earl, just think. I was saying millions and millions of years ago, Africa was butted right up against America. Imagine the boat trip it would have saved if it still would have been like that. Right?
Joe, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? I think Earl's right. He's talking about the San Andreas Fault.
Well, we know what he's saying, but he made it sound like it's just going to start drifting away one day.
No, that's going to take like millions of years.
Well, that's the point we're making.
I'm sorry. I caught the tail end of the conversation, man.
Earl pretty much made it sound in the back office. He's trying to correct himself now. Like it's going to be like the little volleyball in Castaway just drifting away. and for a little while, you're going to think, I think I might be able to save this part of the country. If I jump in now, I think I can pull it back. Just push. All right, Joe.
What if we just get all the pleasure craft that are out there to push on the beach with their engines full revved, everything from jet skis to big ships, and just push it back into place? Earl, comment?
Erica, what's up?
It's to you, Earl.
Hey, guys. Yeah, you're bringing up a tragic childhood memory of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember my best friend used to live next door to me, but then Europe floated away.
Europe floated away.
Bye, guys.
That happened. Isn't that terrible? Carrying on a nice conversation with some English chap, and all of a sudden there's thousands of miles of ocean in between you.
What happened? I just saw him yesterday.
And why can't Mexico just float away?
Boy, that sucker's attached, huh?
Yeah, there's some steel workers that did a good job there, huh?
Like America's colon, hanging right off the bottom.
Right.
Little Rio Grande River there, and it doesn't even help.
All the parts you don't want to drift away. And the ones you want, stay attached.
We need California. Kind of cool. But Mexico?
All right. Well, we should take our first break.
All right.
Here's the breaking news, though. Seattle, huge earthquake, 7.0.
Breaking news. Now.
On the old Richter scale.
And, yeah, that's true. OPAC has a comment here. Superman was able to save California, if you remember. All he had to do was fly around the Earth real fast in the opposite direction, and time went backwards, and he stopped Lex Luthor's missiles from going into the San Andreas Fault. See? So it can be done. Earl, comment?
He's giving you that dirty look.
I love the Earl. You know that. Come on.
Hold on. Uncle Remus is on line 2. Mr. Remus?
Yes, hello there.
Hey.
Hello there, boys. Listen, I have a holdout back, and I'm doing some work. I wanted to know if Earl would like to help me dig to China.
Dig to China?
Dig to China, straight through the earth. Come on the other side, in Chinatown.
What do you think, Earl?
Earl, get on the mic.
Now, if we dig to China...
If we dig to China, are we going to fall out of the hole?
What'll happen? All right, you pass the midway point through the middle of the earth. Right. Now you're digging and climbing. How is that possible?
Are you really climbing, or are you still digging and you fall out of the hole?
Yeah. Opie, I don't think we can answer that. Earl? Comment. Can we dig all the way through the center of the earth? If I can revert to Journey to the Center of the Earth, I believe they went there, and there were troll people living there.
Well,
Opie.
Anthony, Glenn wants to revert to Bugs Bunny. Yes, Glenn?
Yeah, when Bugs Bunny got pissed off and he used a handsaw and he sawed Florida up and it floated away.
Yes, I remember that. Okay, so there. Now we got some evidence that it's possible.
Yeah, so you just revert to Bugs Bunny and you're good.
Earl, your view. Yes. Earl, to you. Yes.
Julio.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If California starts drifting away, are the long-distance charges going to be cheaper if you call Europe?
As they get more expensive for the United States, they will get cheaper, actually, for Asia.
For Asia, right.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
You got to know your geography.
Now it makes perfect sense.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Earl?
Earl, to you. Please, Earl, comment.
Earl? If you will.
We have buying up that beachfront property.
We have this way about us that makes people just start mumbling to themselves. I don't get it. I don't have the energy to fight anymore. I'm gonna go back. Can't do it. Call record labels and get a trip. I've had it. That the guys could give away eventually. Oh God. Kevin, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Owen? How you doing today? What are you giving away all the good ideas for? You're going to have all the Cubans want to paddle their whole country this way. Never mind coming by boat.
You know, now the cat's out of the bag. Cuba is relatively small compared to a lot of other land masses, right, Earl? Now, couldn't they, in fact, just paddle their whole country right over to Florida?
Dock right into Miami.
Since we're all just floating in the ocean.
You guys are the best, man.
That would make sense. One outboard engine. It might take a while to build up some speed, but once you get a whole country moving, there's no stopping it. You gotta know that.
Oh, God. Neil, what's up?
I just want to ask Earl if the moon really is made out of cheese.
Earl, cheese to you.
And can the rocket actually crash into the eye?
Hey, that's a good reference, man.
Interesting.
Very good. All right.
I'll check back on that.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Earl?
Wow.
Thank you, Earl, for getting
effing believable.
Getting our first break together today.
Fantastic.
All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back. 212-757-1027.